Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter board game every weekday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and give you my honest thoughts on how that Kickstarter is being ran. And today I'm very excited to be talking about the most popular game in all of tabletop games, and might even be the most popular in all of games right now, which is Stellaris Infinite Legacy, a 4X board game based on the acclaimed Stellaris PC game featuring 2-hour games full of story and ... intrigue. I'm very impressed that it's number one, because I know Everdale has raised almost $2 million, and they even have a little controversy brewing, which means their comment section is really percolating right now. But Stellaris said, oh no, we're coming in here on a Thursday, which breaks typical Kickstarter wisdom, which I love seeing, and we're just shutting things down right now. Now, before we get into this, I do want to mention a couple things. I did a preview video for this, as you're going to see. This is not actually a paid video. If this Kickstarter looks like terribly ran, I will tell you it looks terribly ran. I don't expect that to happen, but man, that would be awkward if it is. Hopefully it's not. Alright, so, as always, when I go into the video, I'm looking for three things. Do I want it? Can you do it? And how much is it? Hopefully one of those will be answered after this video.
Our species evolved on this planet millions of years ago. We barely survived centuries of conflict between our nations, but eventually we became unified under one global government. This allowed us to build our first spaceships and to expand into new star systems, where we investigated strange anomalies that pushed the bounds of our understanding. We colonized new planets and developed...
So normally I'm not the biggest fan of when we get too in-depth on the rules here, but I like how they're seamlessly intertwining the gameplay along with the theme, along with how it works. I do like this video so far.
Developed them into thriving metropolises. We grew into a stellar empire. Then, our greatest hope and fear was confirmed. We were not the only intelligent life in the galaxy. We overcame our differences.
Look at that shot right there. Oh my gosh. So I know a lot about this game. I sat down with them for about an hour and a half and learned about this. And the player area that you are going to have is going to just be so absolutely glorious spectacular. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. And this right here is all going to be in front of you, which is just insane.
With most of them, and formed lasting alliances to face the future.
And then there's the board. Whew.
Inevitably, conflict broke out with others, leading to massive fleet battles where mighty weapons were unleashed. Planets were devastated by orbital bombardment and invaded. We were forever in a race to stay technologically superior.
Oh, look at this. So they just mentioned the tech. Because at first you're like, what are we looking at? What are we looking at? I don't know what we're looking at. And then it's like tech. And then it's like, oh, wait, is this all stuff? Like, this is all customizable stuff. This is all, every single thing here, as far as I could tell, is going to be something that's different between me and between you. And as a 4X connoisseur, and I got to stop you right here. Twilight Imperium was my favorite game of all time for a very long time. Now it's bound to number 3. But it's still, I love epic space 4X goodness, which is, I think, is why they wanted us to do the video. But oh, this gets me excited.
To our rivals and to build more powerful ships. All while we had to overcome political battles at home and participated in espionage abroad. Now we are on the cusp of a new state of existence that will secure our legacy. But disaster has struck and threatens the whole galaxy. Heed our warning, and do not progress onto... Pero yonda handala, dopa makinda, ipa manin malunado, yaminachi.
Okay, the last little bit at the end there, I definitely think is some fan service. Because, you know, if you've played any sort of games like this, and while I have played a little bit of Stellaris, it was a little bit too heavy for me. Like, when I play Civilization 6, like, I'm secretly in my head imagining, like, oh, this is my technology state, and we're gonna have the best technology, and I like to pretend that, but we're the smartest, and we have all the smart stuff. So I like the fact that they were trying to grip the fans there. So far, I'm wowed. So do I want it? Yes. I think if you are a fan of Stellaris, I think this is going to appeal to you, especially just how clean and clear, like everything looks so clean set up on that table, and I really hope they can pull that off. But let's keep going. And do I want it? Yes, I think so. Can you do it? It's Academy Games. I always go here before you back anything. We got tons of collaborators, which means that should be on-point customer service right here, which is excellent. Because when you have those collaborators, that means they can post in the comments, that means they can do things in the updates. So even if you're asleep, and especially, I always recommend this if you're running a Kickstarter, see if you can get two people that are on different sleep schedules, so you were just always on top of that comment section, because that comment section is going to keep you towards the top of the Kickstarter algorithms. I did a video for one yesterday. They were funded, but they were, and I believe it was around 200 games down. So like when you're scrolling like this, when you're on the front page and you're looking at board games, you have to go down 200 games to get to that. Like that's why you gotta keep those comments and updates constantly popping. So Reality Shift, I know this one was actually just out a couple months ago, so this one has not fulfilled yet. So we'll take a look at one small step. Make sure it's not a flaming dumpster fire in the comments. That's what we're always looking for. That's the only thing we're looking for. For months since you replied, we received your email and are looking into getting your replacement parts. Nothing has changed. But they responded to it back and forth. The table broke and the box beat. 87 days, and since Academy Games doesn't have the courage to fix all things here, no replacements, no communication anymore. Oof, not looking good here. Same for me. Never again. The table board broken and box beat. Please replacements. Replacements. Come on, guys. Ooh, yeah. Part messages and emails. So yeah, what I would do is if it's not up here somewhere, I would post, hey, you guys just post it. I don't even know. Send a survey out or something. All right, so that's not a good one. We'll get to the next one though, because I got to be honest with you here. You know, I did the preview video for it, but I don't want to recommend it if there's glaring red flags. That's a little scary right there. So hopefully, Tutor, the new board game, no issues whatsoever. Right? 587 comments. That seems reasonable, right? 1,500 backers. Any news about an expansion? I've not received it yet. After an attorney and during the worst communication from Kickstarter, my game arrived. I don't care for it now. A bad experience. Yikes. Finally received in Australia. Just got my copy. I was very disappointed with the lack of communication. So customer service looking like the issue here. I can confirm the group email from DungeonWorks.staff. I've got a game today. They want to know which stores have it. Okay. Okay, so there is some stuff at the top, but it's very minimal. Like, here's the bottom line. 1,500 people got this game, and I see maybe 5-6 complaints. So that's why you don't want to always jump to conclusions. So I'm going to look at one more. I always like to be careful. Always got to be careful. Because here's the bottom line. Can you do it? Is a yes. They've done plenty of games. It looks like maybe there was just a component issue with the game, which could be something that you might want to know about. Oh, no. Oh, no. 2,479 comments. What have we walked into? Oh, no. Well, I was really excited about the game, but the solo co-op mode being the reason I backed it turned into a complete debacle. Luckily, the game has found a new home and didn't lose anything. Why are you able to respond to the gameplay questions the same day? We've had over a month of complete silence on the late AF solo cards that we paid for. Oh, yikes. What is this? I'm not back from many emails. Gunter, could we get an update about the launch of Stellaris? This is very overdue in both delivery, but also official updates. So it looks like customer service is something that they really got to hammer down on right here. But it looks like people are getting the games. So, can you do it? Yes. I mean, I own quite a few Academy games. I don't think I've had I remember they used to do slip covers. They used to do sleeve covers, which I thought was kind of odd. So I don't know if Components has ever really been their calling card. Because, yeah, I had Freedom the Underground Railroad, and I love that game. But I didn't love it because of its components, if I recall correctly. It was just interesting. All right, so can you do it as a yes, but not as big of a check mark as you like, because I will say, like, I will be brutally honest with you here. I'm very excited about this game. I got paid to do a preview video, and that's where this ends. Oh yeah, and if you click on the link, not this link down below, but a link down below, I get like a small portion. It's pretty cool. But if this is something that's going to be very heavily intensive on the components, and it really is. Like, the whole premise of this game is we're going to streamline the living snot out of a 4X game. I hope they show a lot of the components. A little bit worried there. So the Early Bird Deluxe Edition, Stellaris Infinite Legacy board game, all unlocked stretch goals box in the Frontiers expansion, Empires expansion adds the 5th and 6th player, free Stellaris PC game code. So this is the big one. This is what they're hoping most people get. It's going to add to the 5th and 6th players. All right, and I'm assuming I don't mind this here right now. I actually kind of like this here right now, even though I really wish it did have the price. Because you put it right there specifically for the intention of saying, hey, this is what we want you to get. This is what you can get. Get it right now. Don't get it later. Get it right now because it's going to be gone when you try and get it later. Which means give me the price too, right? Like, bam, whatever it is, 90, $100, what, boop, pop it right there, 250, whatever the price is. Based on the acclaimed Stellaris PC game, Stellaris Infinite Legacy offers everything you love about 4X board games with the customization and emergent story that makes the Stellaris PC game special. Stellaris Infinite Legacy is an accessible 2-hour 4X board game with easy rules that grow based on your choice during play. Customize your empire, alright. Telling me all about the game, and this is good. I actually do like this here because they didn't tell us all this stuff in the video. They kept the video, like they showed us how things are going to move around the board, but now they're digging a little bit more into the weeds. This is about Stellaris, the immensely popular PC game. Overview videos. Hey, there's me and my buddy Adam. Because, they sat us down for about an hour and a half. We did not play the game, which I thought we were going to do on Tabletop Simulator. And we just talked about, because they pretty much told us everything about the game. Live stream. So this is big, and I'm very glad that this is front and center, because I think this is really going to where a lot of gamers are going to be sold on it, board gamers. Because to video gamers who probably haven't played Twilight Imperium or a lot of other 4X style games, it's like, oh, Stellaris, this game that I love, coming to like an epic, because it is, it's supposed to be played like 12 hours for 6 games, epic board game. I think they've appealed to that audience very well, but I think board gamers, this is where their decision is going to be made. These live streams. So I'm very excited that they have live streams going on here, so people will be able. Because honestly, if you're going to plunk down $100 to $200, I want to see if it's going to live up to the hype. Because I have 2 epic 4X space board games in my collection, and I think that's the right amount. I have Twilight Imperium and I have Xia: Legends of a Drift System. So when I get this, because they're going to hook me up with a copy at the end of it, I'm most likely going to get rid of one of those 3. And I don't know which one it's going to be. So I'm hoping it's this one. But if I were just going to back this for $200, sight unseen, or whatever the price may be, I want to see a full gameplay of it, I think, with this. All right, pledge levels. Here we go. Standard edition, $110. Early Bird Deluxe edition. This is what you want people to get. $170. Yeah, I would put that price up there. Just bam. Because how many people... so here's the way I see this. Stellaris as a PC game is what I like to call like a lifestyle PC game. Like, if you're playing Stellaris, it's not like, I play about 10, 20 other games a month. Like, I feel like you are not diversifying yourself. Like, I play some legacy games like this. I play Overwatch and Apex Legends. I pretty much don't touch anything else. Every once in a while I'll dabble, but those are my 2 go-tos. And so I feel like with Stellaris, it's the same thing where $170, they're not even thinking about it. They're like, oh yeah, I want this. This looks great. The mini Devours, they just set it right up on their desk. If they're selling it at a 2-hour game, I'm going to assume it's a 4-hour game for my group. And that's something that's going to be really telling with those gameplay videos. Like, how long are those gameplay videos? Because if they're 3 or 4 hours, then people are going to be like, ooh, that's something that could be worrisome. Because like I said, I have not played the game. Now, granted, the other thing is, I want to put a slight asterisk on that, because if you like epic 4X space games, I don't really feel like time constraints are your biggest deal. It's like, if you're playing Twilight Imperium, I don't feel like you're the type of person who says, man, that game was like 3 hours. For me, when we play a 3-hour game, it was like, yeah, that was fun. That flew by. But then again, Twilight Imperium has just broke my brain. Optional buys. Optional buys may be added to any pledge level. Choose them as add-ons when selecting your pledge level. Okay, so there it is. I was like, where is it? The Time Master Dreadnought. Alright, so let's get back on focus. Do I want it? Yes. Can you do it? Yes, but I am a little bit worried. So hopefully you show me a good deal about the components at some point throughout the campaign. How much is it? $170. So I'm looking at this $170 point right now at the early bird level, and I don't feel wowed by it just yet, because I haven't seen anything. Like, I've seen so little of the components. I'm looking, like, there's a good shot right here of the game set up, and I actually use that in my video, but I want that shot where it just scrolls down, it just keeps scrolling down, it shows you every single little aspect, like, 64 of these cards. Because I think people are going to be wowed by the amount of event cards in this game, because there's just insane amounts of variability in this game, and I feel like that's kind of shooting yourself in the foot not to highlight that earlier. Because as a 4X space connoisseur, I guess, I love when there's just infinite amounts of things that could happen in the game. And, and there's also the key and lock system. I don't feel like I've heard enough about the key and lock system. So this is a really weird one, because I know so much about the game itself. So this game has a key and lock system, which is pretty much the idea. So, no, focus. They're going to talk about it. Shut your mouth. Optional buys. Alright, so we can get more minis. Cool Crisis Boss Miniature replaces the token in the board game with a 50-minute... Oh, okay. Cool. So extra minis that you can purchase on the side. The Broodmother developer. So this is going to be... So the Deluxe Edition... All right, so what... Ooh, so the Deluxe Editions not come with these? Is that what I'm seeing here? Let me double check this. This one comes with just the Devourer, which makes me believe that the Deluxe Editions don't come with the minis. That seems like a really odd oversight. I don't like that. Like, give people the whale. Like, this should be the whale. This Deluxe Edition should be the whale. If I want the Deluxe Edition, just give me everything. I feel like if I'm getting the whale, I should never have to do add-ons. Unless they're like crazy, stupid stuff like, you know, CDs of whatever this thing is. But minis that you're absolutely going to want for the game, I think that's an oversight not to have a whale pledge level there. All right, box contents. Here we go. This is what I want to see. 48 Corvette miniatures. I would zoom in. I'd zoom in on those. Like, you know, even if they're rougher, I feel like zooming in there is the money shot that we need to get. 12 battleship miniatures. 24 cruiser miniatures. Once again... You're putting the numbers there, which is fine. I'd almost rather see it set up. Like a giant armada of ships set up. Like think with me. Frame the picture. Here's the picture right here. Ships everywhere, but then with little text, 48 Corvette miniatures, and maybe they're lined up, and then 36 destroyer miniatures, and they're lined up. Just wow me with the amount of plastic that I'm going to be. 200 population clips. What the hell? If you need 50 clips. Oh my God, that's insanity. As an Epic 4X lover, that excites me so much. That one number right there. Why would I ever need 50 clips? I'm so excited. That means I'm going to have potentially 50 balls juggling in the air with, oh, I got things over here and things over there, which is exactly what I want. I want the epicness of space. Little things like that get me excited about this game. 32 starbase tiles, 100 player markers. So yeah, here we go. 680 large cards. 480 technology cards. So 120. So there's going to be 120 different tech cards that you could potentially do to your race. And then 42 per player, so 42 tradition cards, 8 ascension cards. There's tons and tons of cards. And that's not even covering... I thought we had event cards, too. Have they not even mentioned the event cards? Wow. Okay. So if the event cards are going to be mentioned a little bit later, I do think it's kind of an oversight here. Because right now, I'm wowed by the 680 number, but I think there's like 500 event cards. If you just put 1,200 large cards, like my mouth just drops and I'm like, 1,200 cards? What the hell do you need 1,200 cards for? Like, you're selling this as just because Stellaris is just an infinitely large video game. I say lean into that. We have 1,200 freaking cards in this game. I mean, that's preposterous. Like, Dominion has this. Okay. 4-player card boxes, 40-player card dividers, 4-player resources, full or multi-layer player screens. So yeah, this is the shot that I want to see. Like, I feel like this should be above the price point. Because right now, you are convincing me, okay. Oh man. 80 large cards. So what is this? These are more cards. Oh, so these are how you're going to customize your characters. 220 mini cards. Oh my God! 12 specific portrait cards. There's so much stuff. Yes, I would absolutely put all this above the price. Because right now, I mean, it just keeps going. I was happy. Oh, I thought there was going to be like 500. Okay, misread that. 200 event cards, 80 anomaly cards, 40 politics cards. We still haven't heard about the key and lock system. So 16 blocker clips. We need more clips. 4 D10 dice. Oh my gosh, there's still more! There's so much. So value? How much is it? I feel like the price. There's so much stuff. Oh, this is the expansion. So the expansion adds more. And so and I'm looking at the $170. So for the base game, it is $110. That's a hefty price. That's a hefty price. I'm trying to remember I don't remember what I paid for Twilight Imperium. Was it 80? Or was it 100? I don't even know. I have the expansions. I think that's about 170. Yeah, that's probably what I've spent on Twilight Imperium. So I don't feel like that's a terrible deal. Well, that early bird. Anyway, the price, yes. How much is it? Yes. Can you do it? Yes, but a little bit worrisome. And then do I want it? Yeah. So right now I'm leaning towards... Man... I'm leaning towards a 2, but we'll keep going. So stretch goals. Here we go. And I put this higher, too. Get people excited. Because you're going to be at 1 million by the end of the day. And oh my gosh, no, they're not! Are they doing micro stretch goals the whole way? Are we going to be seeing a stretch goal every $5,000? Because if that's the case, we're going to be here for about an hour. I mean, this is absurd, which is great. I love the absurdity. because, oh my god, robots and, okay, and yeah, okay. And so that, there's the jump. Oh, I see. Good for them. 70,000 to 500,000. All right, robots. The robot tech cards allow you to build construct gateways, and I hope they start doing these more in a micro format. But that being said, that's something you got to get in front of. And I do know a little behind-the-scenes sort of thing. They thought they were going to have extra time to work on this Kickstarter, like potentially like a lot of extra time. And so I'd say for rushing, they didn't do a terrible job. About us, I feel like repositioning things would definitely be the key here. I feel like now at this point, stretch goals got to go to the top because you're just going to get people more excited about the stretch goals. I also feel like you need to start having, so you have this amazing thing of all the different components. Put that before the prices. And then also put the stretch goals before the prices even. Like, tell me all the stuff you're going to get, maybe. I don't know. Ooh, okay. So stretch goals. Yeah, we got the stretch goals down here. Cool stuff about us. Great shipping. Okay, and there's another thing. I wish the shipping was higher. I hate it. Why? Why do we do it, Kickstarter? Why do we feel the need to put the cost up here and then say, you know what, shipping, you go down here? Like, why the hell? Like, imagine if you went to the grocery store and they were like, yeah, you can buy this right here, but then you need to go to the photo section to buy this can. It's like, why make me go two places? All right, $20 to $30, Continental USA Deluxe Edition, $25 to $35. That's a lot, but, I mean, this is going to be huge. So, yeah, I'd say it's reasonable. Yeah, it's a big box. I don't have an issue with that. Shipping, that's my concern. All right. Well, I'll take a quicker dive about that. What in particular worries you about the shipping? So I'm seeing the Continental USA, $25 to $35. United States, Alaska, Hawaii, $55. Canada, $35 to $45. I don't feel like that's unreasonable. European Union, Europe, Asia, China. What am I missing? What am I missing about the shipping? I feel like the shipping looks fine. Because, I mean, and maybe, you know what? And here's the thing. That's why I feel like you really, and that's another shot that they didn't give me, was the real box shot. Like, what size box is this? Is this a Twilight Imperium box? Is this, what is the exact size of the box? How many boxes am I going to get in the mail? So, like, because this is good, I'm looking, so maybe is this like a, you know what this looks like? This looks to me like a Scythe-style box with actually Scythe-style expansions. Yeah, because I'm going to grab it real quick. I'm going to grab it real quick, sis. Yeah, so that's looking like these boxes right here, which are the Scythe-style expansion box, and I'm pretty sure most people know about the size of Scythe, and so I feel like that's a lot to ship. That's heavy, that's large. You can't fit that into a large rate, because that's ideal a lot of the time, if you can fit all your stuff into a large rate, flat shipping box. So I really don't have an issue with the shipping. Wish there was a gameplay video. Yes, absolutely. I think that is a little bit of a bugaboo. And here's the thing. Even if it's just a rough, crude tabletop simulator thing where you talk out through your turns, people love that. Like, if you literally, if you did like a Richard Ham thing where it's like, all right, just one of the designers, Guter, was like, yeah, I'm going to do my character and then the other character, and we're just going to go back and forth through a whole game. You sit down, you take the few hours it's going to take, you put that up there, you put it up raw. You put it up unedited, just throw it up there. People will smash that video. People will watch that while they're doing dishes, because they, and that's the nice warm security blanket that they hope they put in there. And I feel like they saw that because they have gameplays popping up. That's one of the first things they have up there, and I do think that's smart. So hopefully they get one of those up relatively soon. But here we go. The Deluxe Edition, pretty much what most people are probably going to want. This is the early bird Deluxe Edition. So yeah, that one is going to go absolutely gangbusters. Yeah, 4,000. It's 4 days to go. And that's the kind of early bird I can get behind. I know a lot of people don't like early birds. But for me personally, as someone who, I don't back many Kickstarters because I'm not financially that comfortable where I can back Kickstarters on a regular basis. So when I see an early bird, it does get me excited. And this one going for 4 days, it's kind of like the thing where it's like, well, you had 5 days to get in on it. But when is the delivery approximate date? Ooh, April 2022. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's go back down to that. When is the date? I did not take a look at that. I always want to do the due diligence. The shipping costs are only estimates. They're subject to change. Yeah. Doesn't really say much about the shipping date. It's over here, April 2022, which sounds reasonable. That would be in the, what is that, Origins Gamma trade show-esque range, you know, where they would hopefully get this thing out right before the beginning of the summer, and then people would have the extra time to get out in the summer, which it seems like a reasonable time frame to me. I mean, it's a whole year. All right, FAQ, let's check it out. What language will this be available in? The game will be published in English only. Yeah, there's like thousands of cards. We will translate the rules into other languages after the campaign ends. Cool. And maybe, you know what I'd recommend doing here, and I've seen people do this before, and I think it's just a spectacular idea, and it gets people engaged and excited. And say if we get a certain number of backers from Territory X, so like say if we can get to 50 backers from Germany, then we're going to pay somebody to fully translate these rules for it. That's how much we need to make it viable. So if we send 50 to here, we're going to be able to do that. And I think that's and I've seen a lot of companies do that. I think it's a spectacular thing to do, both from a PR standpoint, also, and just from a getting your game played all around the world standpoint. Add 6 months to a year to any Kickstarter date. That is fair as well. I mean, would any of us be shocked if it didn't come out in April and it was an Essen release? No. I mean, especially with the amount of components that they're talking about doing, because they're talking about this really ingenious tray system. And that's the other thing. I didn't feel like I really... Okay, so I do actually want to dig into the leads a little bit more in the Kickstarter video, because I know a lot of behind-the-scenes thing. And one of the coolest things about this game to me is what's called the lock and key system, which is pretty much what that thing in board games where you get that card and you say, whoa, my gosh, this card is kind of lame now. But if I happen to get another card, you know, which I'm never going to get that other card, but if it happens and those two cards came together, I would destroy everyone like those. But there's like hundreds of different things, and they come not just... they're all over the place. They're on their tech tree, and they're on your all sorts of things, and I don't feel like they spotlighted that enough. So I pledged early bird. Do I add the Stellar Devourer and Time Master Dreadnought minis to my pledge? If you have pledged early bird before the Tuesday, you will receive the Stellar Devourer mini. You will also receive the Time Master Dreadnought mini if you signed up for the Academy Games newsletter within... Wow! So I would mention this a little bit higher. Oh, so you only have 2 days? Yeah. I feel like that is an oversight right there. I would have that at the very front page. Here's the pledge level we want you to get. Here's how much it costs. And if you would like these 2 extra minis, you need to do X, Y, and Z. Oh, no, you can only get the 1 extra mini. Whew. I think a lot of people are going to hate that. But at the same time, being a person who's cheap, I like that. The fact that, oh, wait, if I just sign up for a newsletter, I get a free mini? But I could definitely see. I think that's going to tick off a lot of people. The Dreadnought... the Time Dreadnought was the newsletter subscriber free mini. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Will we see a playthrough video? Yes, the Academy teams will have a tabletop live stream of the game throughout the Kickstarter campaign. The first one will be this Sunday, 3/14. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. I mean, you right now are the hottest thing on Kickstarter conceivably, and I feel like convincing more people right now to back is just imperative. You know, get that game, set it up, get it played, because I think that's what's good. I think that is the tipping factor for a lot of people, because you're asking for a lot of money, and you got a lot of big ideas here, but I need to see the sausage. I don't think that's I was going to say like this, how the sausage gets made, but then I just said, see the sausage, and my brain wanders. I have ADHD. By the way, if you enjoy what I'm doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below, as I'm trying to reach 9,000 subscribers to celebrate my 9-year anniversary of making YouTube content. Will there be a tabletop simulator mod? Currently, no. We are working with programmer to make the game more user-friendly. And I do remember them mentioning this, and this is why I didn't actually get to play it, because I said it was so fidgety because of all the different components. Because if there's the other thing, you have like leaders that you level up and stuff. It's a worker placement game. Yeah, I don't feel like any of that really came across the more I think about this Kickstarter. But I guess that's really imperative then on my video. Like, my video goes into the weeds about all that stuff. But while that's awesome for me personally, because that means, people who are hungry for learning about this game have to watch my video. But at the same time, I feel like it should be in the Kickstarter page. I hope they beef this up. And maybe I flew through it too fast, but I don't know. What is the estimated delivery time? April 2022. Hard stop. Will the expansions fit in the base game box? No, the base game and the expansions are separate, but stackable. This is a hefty game with every bit of space. And that actually, I kind of like... I hate seeing that, but at the same time, it makes me feel like I'm getting good value. It's like, oh, the box is already so freaking full. No stretch goal for the core and only for the deluxe. Not a good plan. Oh, no! Did I miss that? Oh, no. Yeah, I agree. That is... It's putting the cart before the horse. Like, Because here's the thing. If, well, yeah, it is. Well, I don't know. Like, I see it from both perspectives. You know what? I don't like it. I don't like it. I think you're just assuming too many people are going to go for the main one. Then why even have the basic one? Or just belittle it. That's what you do. You belittle it. And you say the so commoner retailer pledge. I don't know. Maybe you don't put it quite like that. But you say, yeah, you want the good version. You don't want that version that people are going to get after the fact. But I could see that turning a lot of people off as well. So yeah, I do agree. I don't like... And yeah, I flew through the expansions because I didn't quite understand what they were. I thought they were just cards for everybody. But yeah, let's double check that. The funding stretch goals are themed around the Stellaris, psychics, social, and engineering organized into a stretch goal tech tree that the backers are researching. What? Most stretch goals will unlock new advanced tech cards for each player that will let you specialize your empire in powerful ways. That's an awesome stretch goal. Unlock new game mechanics and utilize new game pieces. What? I don't like that. I don't like that it's like, oh, there's this mechanic that's in the game that I might really love. It might be my favorite mechanic in the game, and if we don't get to $875,000, it's not going to be in the game. I don't like that. I don't know if you tell people that. Like, I feel like, I don't know. Like, the other ones are great. Like, you're adding more to the game. Like, oh, it's more cards. It's more cards. Cool, more cards. But to say extra mechanics... the base game will cost $150 shipping. Now it costs $110. Is it a good deal? Open question. It's a good point. It's a good point. And it's really... That's a your wallet type of thing. Because there's people who drop $200 on Everdale, and they're complaining... Other people are complaining, why do these guys get this amazing deal over here? You know, there's a whole big controversy with Everdale, and there's no right answer. I mean, that's what makes it so fascinating. So these are only for... All stretch goals will be shipped in the Empire's expansion, available with the Deluxe Edition pledge levels. So here's the thing. If you're going to make that decision... I'm not the biggest fan of that decision, but it is what it is, and I'm sure there's a reason why. Maybe it's because there's already so much stuff in the box. Who knows? I would highlight that a little bit more. I would be... And it is there... It totally is there, but like somebody in the chat, I'm so glad the chat's here, because I would not have noticed that. I would have glossed right through that, and I agree. That's a bad look. But yeah, I would highlight that and just say, hey, everybody! And that's maybe where you belittle the other look. Maybe you just belittle that one right there and say, oh, you don't want the standard edition. Nobody wants that. You want... That's a rough one. All right, so FAQ and the comments, 547. They're already percolating. Oh my goodness. When will we see gameplay details? Didn't we already ask? Oh, that's the same one. Can 4 players use the 5 and 6 player expansion? The 5 and 6 player expansion allows the players multiple colors to choose from. And so, yes. What is the Empire record sheet? If you want to save your Empire what is the Empire record sheet? I feel like this should be a video. I feel like that's almost an update. Maybe just tell us all about it. All right. For me to get the stretch goal, I'm forced to get the 5 and 6 player expansion. That's a great point. That's actually a really solid point right there. Because let's say you're never going to want to play at that higher player count. Yeah. Yeah. It almost... No, it's not quite as bad as what AEG did years ago when they had a planes, trains, and automobile expansion. And if you don't know about that debacle... So, they had 3 very separate games called Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Yes, I'm assuming they were trying to ride the nostalgia buzz of the John Candy movies for whatever reason. Because Trains was a really cool deck builder, and I actually like the Moncala one as well. But then they released an expansion called Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and it was for all 3 games. It was like, what the hell? Like, no, why would you do that? That's not this bad, but man, that is a bad look. What is up with the ridiculous jump in between stretch goals? Yeah. Live and learn. I mean, what do you answer to that? Nothing, if you could be bothered to read the SG notes. What are the SG? I don't know what SG notes are. SG notes. Okay. But that also is a good sign, though. Because here's the thing. This is going to be a really interesting Kickstarter to watch, because you're going to have 2 insanely different fan bases colliding. You're going to have these Stellaris fans who are like, what? What are you talking about? This game looks amazing. Shut your mouths. Why are you guys nitpicking about everything? And these people over here are like, no! We need to know more about the game. And neither side's wrong. It's just, it's going to be really interesting because as a board gamer who maybe never played Stellaris, you're coming at this from the 4X sense. Like, oh, is this gonna usurp one of my favorite 4X games? And they're coming at it from a like, whoa, cool, board game of my favorite video game. It's very interesting. Please share the rules. Yes, Hans, I don't know, sorry, Hans E. Superbacker. Yes, absolutely. That's another thing. Whew, that is worrisome. We need a rule book. We need a rule booklet. Even if it's rough, you come out and you say, hey, we got this rule booklet right here. Tear it apart. Let us know what you think. I feel like that is the way to go. Will they be bullied into a solo mode like the Shadow Tactics was? Oh, man. So many possibilities. Yeah. Because I'll be honest with you. No, I don't think. Because I actually specifically asked that during the interview. I think Adam might have, because he's a really big solo gamer. And they said no. There's just way too much interaction between players in this game to do that. So hopefully they stick to their guns. Because at this point, I think you're absolutely right. If they slap on a solo version, here's the thing. You can get away with slapping on a solo version, but what you need to do is you need to, when you drop it, say, here's the gameplay video. Here's how it works. And have just an awesome kick-butt game of it. Yes, I said butt. Shipping does not include VAT. I'm seeing this game on... Oh, okay. Shipping does not include VAT. That's the thing. I don't understand VAT that much. I'm a stupid American in that sense. I'm not seeing this game on the base pledge being over 150 when I added VAT, so no solo mode yet. Ooh, I wait for more SG. What is SG? What the hell is SG? I don't want a solo mode, but if there is enough people whining, it will be bad. Yeah. So did nobody notice we basically have to buy the stretch goals? The Federation expansion is completely empty and basically just a container for the stretch goals. What? This just feels super off. You always pay... Oh, SG's and stretch goals! I got it! Hey! You always pay for stretch goals just like other campaigns. Hide it better. I guess I'm spoiled from backing Leader Games Kickstarters that don't do the stretch goal stuff at all. While kind of different, I have seen other games do stretch goals on only the second tier and up before this kind of crappy... Yeah, so the end... Yeah, I agree. It's a bad look. But if it won't fit in the game, I mean, yeah, it's just rough. It's just weird. And there's nothing they can do to fix it. Like, that's the thing. Because once anyone backs a pledge level, it's just locked in place. You can't modify it at all. This means the core pledge is decently priced, too. Yeah? Woo! This is a hefty price for EU backers, making this feel doubtful back. You need to pay, please add a solo mode, +1 to that. Quick survey completed. All right. I also not seeing... I saw they had 5 collaborators. Where are they? No, this is bad. This is... And I understand it's going super busy right now. Oh, so this is 24 minutes ago. So this is not as bad as it looks. It's just that there's so many people here. So I would totally... and I'm not even joking to this. Reach out to Grandma. Reach out to anybody you trust with this and say, would you please be a collaborator for me? I just need you to respond to comments. Like Larry Pearson. Like, and you say, anyone who mentions a solo mode, you say, all you have to say is, hey, this game is so interactive, we just felt like a solo mode was not going to do it the service that it needs. And eventually that will quiet it down. Because the people who care about the theme and care about the interactive nature of the game will say, just shut up. No. Like, they're saying there's too many things happening. We're rubbing against each other that would make the game worse. And I feel like they need to lean into that. But you could get Grandma to do that. Quick survey completed. Please make the boxes big enough to fit all the cards sleeved. Ooh, okay. +1. This should be standard by now. And that's, man, I'm really interested to see where the stretch goals go on this. This is going to be a really interesting one. There's a video game if you want the solo mode, LOL. I actually kind of really agree with that. Rules for the game, YouTube reviews of the game, some gameplay videos, and yeah, I agree. Mizzy Vivi should do some Kickstarter takes with me. You got some great ideas here. I agree with pretty much everything here. Rules for the game. So what am I going to do this? I'm not going to give it a 2. I know. I'm supposed to be a sheep. And give it a 2 because I'm doing a Kickstarter video for it. If you click on it, well, there's not a link down there, but there will be a link down there eventually. If you click on it, I will give a small portion. Whatever you back on this. So you say he's going to give it a 2. No, I'm going to give it a 1. At this state, I would, and my rating system is always this. 0 is, just keep going. This is a waste of your time. 1, come back in the last 48 hours. Back it if you feel comfortable. 2, back it for the whale right now. No red flags. Looks spectacular. And while this one does look spectacular, and I'm really excited about everything here, at the same time, I agree completely. Rulebook. gotta have a rule booklet up there. Gameplay video, gotta have a gameplay video up there. I feel like those ones are two huge ones. But if they get those up there, and I do think they probably will, I think that they're going to see the writing on the wall and say, all right, we're going to get this done, and maybe just put a little bit more gas into those engines. I think they're going to be on their way. They will have a gameplay on Sunday. Yeah, that's good. But I feel like a gameplay on a Thursday night would be better. Like a gameplay in 1 hour. Like they just said, premiering in 2 hours. You get Quackalope. Get Quackalope to play a game with you or something like that. It's like anybody. Like that would be a huge boom for them. And I think that would put a lot of people's... I think that would tip so many people into the comfort level. Just either the rule booklet or that gameplay. And hopefully they'll have that up on Sunday. But right now I'm going to give it a 1. That is Stellaris Infinite Legacy. Stellaris Infinite Legacy. If it looks like it might be your cup of tea, be sure to check that one out. If you enjoyed what I'm doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. And as always, I do this every 2 p.m. weekday. We do a new board game every weekday. So come on, join in the fun. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Bye-bye. Boop.